What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What's good, party people? It is your boy, Aaron Duncan, and today is Wednesday. This is the After Further Review show, podcast, whatever you want to call it, where we break down in depth the Panthers game, more in depth than you're going to get anywhere else. We got the film breakdowns talking about the offense and the defense. You're not going to get coverage like this anywhere else. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not. So I appreciate you guys tuning in live. Shout out to everybody tuning in live right now. Thankful for you guys on this Thanksgiving week, Thanksgiving Eve, I guess, as we talk about this Carolina Panthers letdown on Monday. If you're watching the replay, shout out to you as well. If you want the full unedited version with film breakdowns included, make sure you become a member of the channel. You can become a rookie or a vet. Both levels give you access to the full After Further Review podcast episodes, but if you want bonus film breakdowns, you got to become a vet. So shout out to all the members. Shout out to all the members that are locked in and supporting the channel. Shout out to Old School Panthers fan in here right now. Shout out to Striker VX1 in the chat as well. And shout out to every other member that may be watching the replay. Much love for you guys. Again, thankful for everything that's been going on. Thankful for you guys, of course. Thankful for where we are as a group, I guess. I'm just talking more so of like our community here on this channel. I love all the support and interaction from you guys. I never want to make it feel like I take it for granted. I love chatting it up with you guys. Again, I tell you all the time, my extent of knowing Panthers fans is y'all online. I don't know too many in person. I got a couple cousins, and I got a cousin and an uncle that's a Panthers fan. Everybody else, they like the Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Saints. It's all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So y'all are my people. Y'all my family. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all. Thankful for you guys. But I would be really thankful if whoever's tuning in can give this video a thumbs up, because it really helps me out in the algorithm. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Old School Panthers fan, what up, though? Be Rich, what up, though? Trizzy in the building, what's good? What up? Dan Floyd, what up, though? J47, what up, though? Donald Weatherford, what up, though? So he just left FPFO. Detail, what up, though? Newbie, what up, though? Bonnie Collins, what up, though? Hope y'all eat good tomorrow. Hope all y'all eat good tomorrow. It is the holiday. I got a confession, man. I'm about to break one of the cardinal rules of Thanksgiving. Everybody says Thanksgiving is not the time to experiment. Well, damn it, we finna experiment. I'm making banana pudding tonight after the show. This will be a brief show. I'm trying banana pudding. I found a recipe on TikTok that I think could be okay. And I'm bringing it to my in-law side of the family, so they're gonna be nice to me. I've been married into the family about 4 years, but they haven't known me as long. My other side of the family, I wouldn't dare try that because they're gonna be mean and tell it like it is. So I'm bringing it to my in-law side of the family, where I'm assuming there will be less judgment, but I'm not. I'm experimenting. All right, I'm trying to expand my palate because we're losing recipes out here, man. We're losing recipes out here, dog. We're losing recipes, so I'm trying to put some of these elements to the to practice, so we don't, pass. We got to pass down these things for generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? We losing recipes, and I don't know. Apparently, this is a hot take. But I'm gonna say it. Banana pudding is not banana pudding if you don't put bananas in it. I don't care how many vanilla wafers. I don't care how much whipped cream. I don't care how much actual Jell-O pudding that you put in there. It ain't banana pudding unless it got bananas in it. Like fresh fruit cut bananas, actual bananas, and lots of them. You know what I'm saying? So look, I just got to put that out there. Apparently when I was looking up recipes, there was a lot of debate about that. But if you ain't got a bunch of soggy cookies in there and some bananas, it ain't banana pudding. I'm just saying it, man. But I hope y'all eat good tomorrow, man. I know I will be. I don't know if y'all like me. I like to fast on Thanksgiving because I want to maximize my food intake. I ain't gonna skip breakfast. I may have a protein shake after the gym, but we're not eating dinner till 3. Like I said, I'm with my in-laws this year. We're not eating dinner till 3. I try to tell them we breaking etiquette. You can't eat that late. 3 o'clock is too late. The rule is you're supposed to show up early, noon, 1 o'clock. Tell everybody noon. They're going to show up at 1. And by the time the first early game is over for the NFL, it's time for everybody to go. Go to your next house and find the next place to go. Keep it pushing. There's a lot of stops to make on Thanksgiving. That's what I think it is. That's just my take on Thanksgiving. My take on Thanksgiving. Show up earlier. Get in, get your food, laugh, get you maybe a drink or whatever you want to do, and keep it pushing. Be out of there by that 4 o'clock window once the game is over. Once the game is over, be gone. You know what I mean? That's just me. I ain't started hosting holidays yet, but when I do, I'm putting that rule. I'm putting it on the dry erase board and I'm hanging it on the fridge. I'm doing it. You know? So, see, I better make the banana pudding right. And it's a lot of pressure. I'm not going to lie. You know? But just trying to keep it light for everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Supernova Boy in this thing. The Red Guy 92, what up, though? Killer Kill, what up, though? So he just made the mac and cheese. See, it better not be that instant stuff. Nah. Kev, what up, though? Said made banana pudding for Thanksgiving. Okay. Y'all hyping me up. I appreciate the encouragement. Dan Floyd said, best breakdowns of Panthers football anywhere. Cheers, Dunk, bringing the game to the fest. I appreciate it. I had a good time at the game. Some of them Niner fans are crazy. I'm not going to lie. Some of them are crazy. My only complaint is these people do not watch the game. They don't watch the game. I was sitting in the section with the Roaring Riot. I've never seen so many people get up and sit down for a football game in my life. In my life, I'm telling you, that's my only complaint about Levi's inside and the fans. These people did not want to watch the game. They got up and sat down so many times. I sat in the second seat toward close to the aisle, so I guess I was kind of asking for it. But you would have thought people from down in the 20s, when they could have exited to the other way, they kept wanting to cross over and exit in front of me. It was bothering me, man. It pissed me off. So we usually host at my place and family stays way too long. Aaron, please leave Duncan. Shout out to Fade. But all right, man. Let's get to the Panther stuff, man. I just wanted to keep it light a little bit. Make sure I let y'all know I was thankful for y'all. I'm not gonna have a long episode, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I know we got a holiday. Some of y'all probably cooking tonight. Y'all got stuff to do. I got stuff to do too. So I'm not gonna be before you long. We're gonna talk about some Panthers news. We just got a new update on Trevor Moehrigg's status for the game Sunday. Obviously, we have injuries. We're gonna talk briefly about the offensive performance. We're just gonna give my take, but we're gonna look at a lot of the missed opportunities on the field. We're going to talk about Bryce, of course, because he is the man of the hour. On defense, I'm just going to give my 2 takeaways for the defense, but I'm going to show you what they did to Brock Purdy to make him make so many mistakes and just play so bad. All right? So that's going to be the two film breakdowns on there. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's go ahead and rock and roll. So the first bit of Panthers news. Let's talk about it. Trevor Moehrig, y'all saw it. Actually, let me clear this up. So Trevor Moehrig was caught on camera in 4K giving a low blow to Juwan Jennings, the receiver for the 49ers with the red hair. That is not a popular guy. I watched the tape. He got into a few scraps, not just with Moehrig, but with Nick Scott. Mike Jackson had some things about him to say after the game. He tried to get into it with JC. There was some physical blocking out there by him, but there was a lot of holding that they were getting away with, and he was getting ran through a couple times by Moehrig, and Nick Scott ran through him one time and put him on the ground, but he still was like grabbing Nick Scott's arm while he was on the ground, while he was underneath Nick Scott. And so like I could understand it getting a little physical and testy out there. There was a lot of back and forth between him and the whole defensive backcourt. He got his little 1 touchdown, and he caught another, I guess, first down out there, but pretty much not a huge factor or a big-time wide receiver. He's just a guy that pushes buttons. You know what I'm saying? Pushes buttons. But I just don't think that punching them in the crown jewels was the proper response. Now, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the NFL these days. I'm not sure what's going on. But I will say this. It's bad when it gets to the point that I was not like super like taken aback by the low blow. It was definitely dirty. He's gotten suspended. He tried to appeal, and the appeal was upheld, so he will miss the game against the Rams. But I think after the past few weeks, punching somebody down there seems a little tame for some reason. We just saw somebody spit in the face of Jalen Ramsey last week. That's diabolical. That's diabolical. Hitting the man in the crown jewels, people do that all the time. Not normalizing it. It's dirty. We don't need that in the game. But the level of disrespect from spitting in somebody's face just had me disgusted. So I just, the following week to have somebody get punched down there, it just wasn't the biggest like, oh, how could he moment that I thought it was going to be when I first saw it and reacted to it. That's just my honest opinion. I figured the suspension would be upheld just because they're really trying to send a message on sportsmanship. Too many people spitting in faces and hitting guys in bad private parts and stuff like that. It's just not, the NFL's not going to let that fly bucko. They're not going to let that fly bucko. And unfortunately for us, the Panthers, it's just the worst timing of all time. We're just facing the hottest offense in the NFL right now, the hottest quarterback in the NFL right now, and possibly the best team in the NFC, if not the NFL. You sprinkle on top of that J.C. Horn is in the concussion protocol on a short week. They might have to suit me up at cornerback. I'm not going to lie. I've been working on my back pedal in the gym this morning. They might have to suit me up to play cornerback. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, man. The depth is being tested to the nth degree. To the nth degree, Lord. The Lord giving us the toughest battles. And we done been through enough tough battles. You know? And so, Maury being out is tough. And y'all talking about it, we saw him retaliate after the game. I do think that, yes, there is a window of opportunity that you get to retaliate without there being, like, repercussions. You know what I mean? The second man, people always say, the second man gets caught. Not really. If the first man is caught, then the second man retaliates. A lot of times in the NFL, they'll let the second guy get his just desserts. But for brother wait 15, 20 minutes later in real time to punch him, okay. But it could just be me being salty. It could just be me being salty. But regardless, from what I was seeing on tape, the dude was being a little bit, he was being a little bit chippy, is being a nice way to put it, on tape to a lot of guys in that secondary. It's just for us, we just lack the depth. So like when we have guys missing, it's exponentially worse than any other team. And now you got Corey Thornton hurt. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be without Mo Rig, our star nickel. They did sign Isaiah Simmons. Clemson fans rejoice. Clemson fans rejoice. It took 4 years. It took 5 years actually. But you got your wish. You got Isaiah Simmons. Y'all can, the grudge against Derrick Brown, y'all can let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Please let the grudge against Derrick Brown go. We have signed Isaiah Simmons. We signed him. We haven't drafted any Clemson guys yet, but we signed Isaiah Simmons. You know what I mean? So y'all gonna get y'all wish. Y'all gonna get y'all wish. Our depth is that bad that we brought in Isaiah Simmons. You know what I'm saying? And so he's gonna be trying to play that hybrid nickel outside linebacker role that Morik did. They're gonna be trying to paper mache this defense together. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But the Clemson fans that have been holding the grudge against Derrick Brown, y'all can free yourselves. Free yourselves of the animosity. Free yourselves. Free yourselves of the grudge. Y'all finally get restitution. Restitution. He's coming home. Y'all getting y'all boy. So now we get both. If you can go back in the time machine, all the pre-draft arguments, you can go back and be like, hey guys, 5 years later, the Panthers are gonna have both players. You'll be all right. Maybe we could have stopped some arguing back then if somebody had a time machine to go back and tell them, like, hey, 5 years later, we're gonna get both. We're gonna get both. But I think it's hilarious, man. It's a full circle moment. NFL is hilarious. It's hilarious. I got to shout out Mr. Luke Cage on this super chat. Saying Panthers losing in the mid-90s defense is definitely a kick to my crown jewels. So bad I woke up to Isaiah Simmons on my Charlotte team. Bro, Mr. Luke Cage, if nobody was gonna let Clemson fans live it down, he was going to remind it literally every month, probably since over the last 2 or 3 years. He will super chat it just to say some shade at Isaiah Simmons. And so I know he had to laugh when the news broke about Isaiah Simmons. I know he had to laugh. You know what I'm saying? I know he had to laugh. So it's just full circle moment. Shout out to my guy Faye NC on the super chat. So how do I feel about offensive get back coach that tells Canales to run the effing ball ever so often? Look, man, I'm the man for the job. Hire me. I'll do it. Pull on the coattail. Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave, we got Rico ready to go. Huh? We got Rico ready to go. Oh yeah. We do got a good running back. 2 pretty effective running backs, actually. Let's run those guys. You know what I mean? I volunteer as tribute to be the get back, remind Dave Canales coach. Nicole Ivory, what up, though? He said Simmons is a Panther, just like I predicted. I ain't never wrong. I'm just early. 5 years early. 5 years early. He said Isaiah gonna be out there looking like Jamie Robinson. Come on, son. Hey, man. Maybe he can rush the passer at least. We need some linebackers that can blitz. We unless y'all they having tryouts tomorrow. If y'all can read the A gap or the B gap, we need linebackers, man. We need linebackers. But our depth just took such a huge hit, man. I know Zavala got hurt, which is addition by subtraction, I guess. No, never want to see a guy get hurt. But Zavala actually gets hurt a lot, man. I don't know if people are starting to notice, but Zavala gets hurt a lot. I think he's probably had about 2 injuries per season over the last, since he's been in the league, I would think. And he gets hurt a lot. I never thought he should have started, but my God, he gets hurt a lot. But people asking about the Rams. It's gonna be tough, man. Unless our offense wakes up and we can put together a shootout. We gotta run the ball. We gotta run the ball. Play our game. Take the air out of the ball. The last time Matthew Stafford played at BOA, we shut him out 20-0. Sacked him 5 times, forced a fumble, and PJ Walker led us to victory. Phil Snow, defense out of nowhere, locked up Matthew Stafford and the Lions. It was just crazy because we had the worst 3rd down defense in NFL history at that point. And then we just turn around and shut down Matthew Stafford and the Lions. Granted, it was Matt Patricia. And I think Jim Bob Cooter, if I'm not mistaken. Jim Bob Cooter. was the OC. Wonder where Jim Bob is at these days. I ain't heard much from Jim Bob Cooter. But yeah, crazy things have happened, man. That's why we show up. That's why we show up and watch these games. That's why we show up and watch these games. It's 27-20 Panthers because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, the Panthers, they're the type of team that'll do that and they'll just turn around and beat a team they're not supposed to. So, like, I'm just not writing them off. We saw against the Packers how there's a formula to beating these. The formula to beating these better teams and punching above your weight class is to run the football. I just don't understand why Dave can't see that. I know there were some opportunities with the pass defense by the 49ers that had been kind of weird and trash throughout the year because of injuries. But, man, you got to stick to who you are. I know you wanted to build off of last week with Bryce. We slung it around the yard, but that was mainly out of necessity. If anything, you should kind of get back. It was a good opportunity to get back to what you want to be, and that's a running football team. Especially now that your defense is beat up, you have to run the football to control the clock, to control the time of possession, stay on the field, keep the other team off. If we put on one of them clinics that we did against Green Bay where we ran the ball a lot and just took the air out of it, the defense getting red zone, interceptions, only giving up 20 points, getting a pick, multiple picks in the first half, you could have controlled the game. But not running the football, the game gets away from you. You don't sustain drives. Your defense continues to get tired because they're on the field. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, Dave wanted to be stubborn with the run. Okay. But I will say this. The biggest, and we'll talk about, let's get to the slides. Let's get to the slides. Ugh. So, let's talk about the offensive performance. Because like I told you, I'm not going to be before y'all long. It's Thanksgiving Eve. I got to make banana pudding. We got stuff to do. The execution in the pass game was just piss poor. A lot of it has to do with Bryce. A lot of it has to do with the play calling. The offensive line has some solid protection at times, but my God, Icky. Like the inconsistency of Icky as well, like in pass pro at times was just bad. There were some weird protection issues where we just had guys coming in free for no reason because it was just a flaw in design of the plays. Then you got wide receivers getting jammed up and out physical down the field. Then you got wide receiver dropping passes. It's just one thing after the other, man. And it's just so frustrating, man. Because in my opinion, man, and I just hate to sound like we're some world beaters, but like the thing that makes me frustrated the most, but also feel good at the same time, is that these are self-inflicted wounds. The 49ers did a few different things. They changed up their game plan, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Got a quote in the soundbite. But a lot of these issues and mistakes that we made were self-inflicted. You're beating yourself. And yeah, that may be the sign of a young team, but the inconsistency is just maddening, bro, from a week-to-week basis to go from throwing for 440-something yards last week to 169 passing this week. It's just so crazy. It's just so crazy, you know? And so it's just crazy. 1 for 7 on third down. 43 total plays. 43 total plays to 70 plays. Time of possession, you got outpossessed by a full quarter. You only had 12 first downs. Just not able to stay on the field, not able to get into the running game because you're not able to stay on the field. It's like a chicken and the egg thing. Did you not possess the ball a lot because you didn't run the ball or you couldn't run the ball? Or could you not run the ball because you didn't possess the ball enough? Right? And so I just think committing to that run game early, trying to be stubborn with it, like you said, you're supposed to be. It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. But this passing game just continues to be up and down, mainly down. It shouldn't be that hard, but we saw how easy it looks when we're getting yak. We have those type of opportunities. Getting easy yards, but it just seemed like a lot of things that we opened up with, it was different. A lot of people saying, like, what happened to all the stuff we did? It was the Niners came with a different game plan. And so you're not going to get us flinging around the ball last week. And I thought that Dave Canales did a bad job on recognizing that and just say, hey, let's just get back to what we do, our bread and butter. Sometimes you have to wake up. Like Shanahan, he probably likes Brock Purdy. They're paying him $220 million. They came out trying to sling it in the first half. He threw a pick, they kept slinging it. He threw another pick, they kept slinging it. He threw another pick. Shanahan was like, all right, man. All right. Let's just give the ball to 23, whether it's a dump off or a handoff, and keep this guy from throwing the ball down the field. They literally went into the most basic offense. After that third interception, he realized, like, okay, Purdy is shook. And I'm going to show you the tape a little bit later in this about how they had him so shook. He wasn't seeing the field well at all. And so Shannon decided just, hey, let's just go ahead and give our best player the football 31 times so Brock Purdy can't mess this up. And sometimes if it's Bryce's day, yeah, lean into it like last week and let him sling it, especially if they're stopping the run. But if you get a couple of decent runs in there and you see Bryce is kind of struggling, you got to be able to adjust your game plan and give the ball to your most productive player, which has been Rico Dowdle. That's just what you got to do. You got to adjust on the fly. Be in there and adjust on the fly. Him only having 6 carries, it's just weird, man. It's just weird. But you can see the difference between two mid-struggling quarterbacks on the field, what one coach does to adjust and what the other does. And Dave Canales is still young. He's inexperienced. There's going to be growing pains. But it's frustrating to go through him on the fly. I'm not going to lie to you. The lack of discipline he has with the run game is frustrating, man. It's frustrating. You know? But that's just me. That's just me. I know it's frustrating for you guys too. So he was trying to look flashy in prime time. D. Gross said, I feel Dave just need to focus on being a head coach and hand off the play calling to Brad. And right-hand man. So you know it'll still be same system, plus we'll have inputs, but he's trying to do too much. Brad is even more inexperienced, in my opinion. I didn't like what Brad was doing in preseason, to be honest. We didn't really see him with the starters, but I just don't see Dave giving up play calling throughout this year. If anything, it may be an offseason thing. But it's frustrating. But again, these are the growing pains you have with a young team and a young, inexperienced play caller. Kind of is what it is, unfortunately. I know a lot of people are out on Bryce and Dave experiment. I just don't think that's a rational take at this point, nor is it going to happen right now. So like I said last week before the Falcons game, these guys, we've seen them be effective together rarely, but in spurts. Figure it out, man. Maybe the bye week could do us some good. Maybe having a late bye. it's tough for us because I feel like maybe a week or two ago, being able to make some adjustments in the system, giving them a chance to heal up and reassess would have did some good, but shoot, man. Shoot. Said Dayball for OC. I mean, Dayball's pretty creative, but I don't know. Kevy said that Dave Smitty was on to something, calling us Panthers fans fair weather because I've seen some unreal overreactions all year. I mean, J.C. Horn had something to say as well when people were clowning him online. They were trolling him, talking about it. I guess his cousin or family member said that Panthers fans are wishy-washy. J.C. Horn said they do this every year. Said they do this every year. The players are telling you how they feel. Obviously, it's not all of us, but the negativity, man, is contagious and it's loud, and they feel it. They feel it. That's why I try to support, man. I still love the team. I still go to the games. I still watch the games. I'm still going to watch. Yeah, I'm frustrated, but I watch the film. I take a deep breath. I move on, and I go touch some grass. It's also funny trolling J.C. Horn. He went berserk. Yeah, he had a bad game against the Saints. I talked about him. But I told you the most frustrating part about that is because we knew that 99 times out of 100, J.C. Horn is not going to play like that. And he showed you after that touchdown why he's the elite guy that he is. It would be cool if he could get all pro. He got to stop giving up these touchdowns to scrubs. Like, golly, I hate when you let scrubs score. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. I just think we lack identity, man. I think we lack identity. I just think that we don't know what we want to do. 1 week, we want to be stubborn with the run. The other week, they shut it down. We can't do anything. The other week, a team shuts it down. We're able to carve them up like a Christmas turkey. It's just, we don't know what we want to do. We don't have anything that we can just rest our hat on and sleep and go to bed at night thinking like, hey, if we don't do nothing else today, we're going to do this. There's just nothing that we have in our playbook that we can do. We just don't have an identity right now. And the good news is we're 6-6 and we don't have an identity. The bad news is we don't have an identity and we're 6-6. I don't know how you want to look at it, glass half full, glass half empty, whatever. But we're 6-6 and we don't even have an identity. I don't know what our bread and butter is. I don't know what our core scheme or plays are. We had it for a little bit with Rico, but we hit a little cold streak of people shutting it down, and we haven't been able to reinvent ourselves. We did try to do some new runs, and I do think that the offensive line injuries are actually starting to show their head. I think that's a big part of what the run game struggles have been. I think it's starting to show its head in that standpoint. Just all the in and out, just another lineup this week that we had. Not to mention that lineup ended up having injuries. I think the offensive line woes are starting to catch up. It's starting to catch up. Old school Panthers fans said, I watch every game, but we can't take but so much. I agree. And the expectations get raised as we start to do better. I mean, being 6-6 right now, still a half game back from the division, believe it or not. Still a lot of football left to be played, believe it or not. I know the schedule is tough, but things can change quickly, as you can see. You get injuries, you got suspensions. Baker Mayfield's shoulder meat is falling off the bone, so he's probably not going to play Sunday. So now, a lot of these winnable games that they had down the stretch could be something that they end up trip up on. It may give the Panthers a little bit more wiggle room. You know? So I'm gonna stay locked in, man, until we're mathematically eliminated. And teams are getting eliminated. The Giants are eliminated, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of teams being mathematically eliminated for playoff contention. Our wild card chances are probably in the dumpster. But the beautiful thing about it is we play in the NFC South. The other beautiful thing is we beat some NFC teams that could be competing for a wild card, like the Packers and the Cowboys. So we have the head-to-head on there, but you took an L to the Niners. So you're in a weird spot. In a weird spot. But I just think that let's try to establish something going into the bye and then assess where we are and then move forward for potentially a down the stretch run at an NFC South title, man. All I'm asking for is to have those 2 of the last 3 games against the Bucs to mean something. I need them to mean something. I need it to mean something. I mean, you plenty of, running the football this time, that's what I'm saying. Running the football this time of year is ideal. It's ideal. The Lions are a run-heavy team, and they do play action off of that. The Lions are one of the most run-heavy teams out there, and people love their identity. They love who they are. We can be that too. Lean into it. Diversify your running game so when they try to do different things to you, don't get predictable. The Lions aren't predictable with their run game. That's why they're able to keep doing it. They have so many wrinkles and stuff. We don't have the creativity. But I just think that, man, we have to get back to who we are. Even though we don't know exactly who that is. Well, we thought we knew who we were for a few games when we ran the football. You have to be able to run the football. You have to. And so I just think that's the only way we're going to be able to punch above our weight class is to run the football, to control the clock, to be physical than more people, set up big plays with play action, keep the defense off the field, let them play bend but don't break defense, force some turnovers, give you some extra possessions. Just run the football. Be stubborn with the run. I know it may be against Dave Canales' nature as much as he wanted to talk about being stubborn. But run the football, man. It's our path to victory. So let's talk about Bryce Young's performance before we get to the tape. I thought that this was interesting. Jair, I think, Brown, the guy that picked off Bryce twice, one was a clear flag that should have been called, which was devastating, with 6 minutes left, us going into the red zone. Crazy blown call. But we're the Panthers. He had something. He went on the podcast after the game. He had a quote about what they wanted to do. He said, Bryce Young is a smart quarterback. He likes to make a lot of anticipated throws. He does a great job of initially reading the defense, so I thought if I could come in and change the picture on him a couple times, get his eyes a little messed up, and make a play on the ball, and I did that. Interesting. So, first of all, I hate to break it to some people that hate Bryce. The first thing he said is Bryce Young is a smart quarterback. I think Bryce makes some bad decisions sometimes, but his processing ability is what was touted coming out. Hence why Jair Brown wanted to muddy up the picture. He said Bryce likes to make anticipated throws, meaning Bryce will throw the spots because he knows where the defense is going to be. What I've been told by scouts that I know, that if Bryce Young knows what you're in, he'll be able to make you pay. You know what I'm saying? But muddying up the picture, going against their tendencies, that's what they decided to do. I'm gonna see if I can find the whole interview. See if I can find the whole interview. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Trying to share my screen. Trying to share my screen. All right. All right. Let's listen to this.
I mean, last couple games we've been doing straight two
job initially reading the defense.
All in the crowd, but I wore the double sleeves tonight. You know,
no joke.
Yeah,
we gotta play the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tupac.
You talked about the preparation, all right? And is there something that you've seen in Bryce Young studying him? Like, you know what? I'm gonna give me some picks. He gonna give me some picks.
That's a good question.
Right. Bryce is a smart quarterback, man, and he likes to make a lot of anticipated throws, man, and he does a great job initially reading the defense, you know. So I thought, you know, today if I come in and change the picture on him a couple times, get his eyes a little messed up, man.
You seen in Bryce Young studying him? Like, you know what? I'm gonna give me some picks. He gonna give me some picks.
That's a good question. Question.
Bryce is a smart quarterback, man, and he likes to make a lot of anticipated throws, man, and he does a great job initially reading the defense, you know. So I thought, you know, today if I come in and change the picture on him a couple times, get his eyes a little messed up, man, and you know what I mean, make a play on the ball, man. And I did that.
Hey, hold on. You got to be smart. If you listen to what he said he does a good job initially reading the defense because there's two aspects of defense. There's pre-snap and it's post-snap. So pre-snap, did you try to show him like too high picture? Did you try to show him a single high picture? It's to speak easy. Let's really talk ball. What was your thought process to fooling Bryce Young? Show too high, move to one. Show one, move to two. Talk me through it.
Exactly, man. Showing one high, popping to two. Showing pressure, popping to two. Showing one high, showing two high, popping to three. You know what I mean? So you couldn't really tell. You know, all week we've been. I mean, last couple games we've been doing straight two shell.
Yep.
You know, and this week we came and changed the picture on him with straight one high.
Yep.
And you know what I mean, we was popping into a lot of two shell off of that.
Hey, I gotta ask this, bro, because as a defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh is one of my favorite.
Real quick, what he was saying is they wanted to change the picture because he's smart. So too high means like they have two safeties high, and they've been running that a lot. He said we've been doing that all year, running too high. What we decided to do against the Panthers is starting too high but rotate, starting too high and staying too high at times. Show him pressure, but then get back to too high. You know what I'm saying? So they were just muddying up the picture. You know what I'm saying? And trying to make things a lot different than what they've shown before. So they pretty much went against all their tendencies they've had all year for this game. So there was stuff that they put in this game that just wasn't really on film, that it just didn't feel like Bryce Young and Dave Canales adjusted to, which is why they were able to take advantage and get the interceptions, right? So I'm going to keep playing this clip. He's going to talk about what went wrong. He's going to talk about what went wrong on the touchdown. He's going to talk about what he saw, on the touchdown, not what went wrong. He's going to talk about what he saw on the touchdown, and we'll look at the tape of it so I can show you guys what he's talking about, right?
In the game.
Solid,
I mean,
yeah.
he
Dope,
OG.
bro.
I hated when he left. I'm glad he's back. What's the biggest difference now for this defense for the last two?
Somebody put in the work, and you see them to my abilities, So long as he keep bringing that passion, man, and that energy, it's going to trickle down through the whole defense.
Question for you, bro. My cause, my cleats. Did you have
Struggle coming up?
And now it's like, now that the names are gone and guys are injured, guys got to step up.
We need somebody to.
You, bro, Brock Purdy. He struggled having Brock Purdy, and why?
Man, Super is great, man.
That's right.
All I was doing this week, bro, is just praying for opportunity, bro.
Yeah.
Opportunity to showcase greatness, man. And he did that tonight.
Hey, break this down, bro. The pick in the end zone. We're all thinking Bryce Young's finna run for it. He doesn't. You have a high IQ. You realize there's a receiver sitting behind you. Talk me through that exact play. What went through your mind? What did you see? Did you just feel the body positioning of the receiver in the back of the end zone? Like, talk me through the cerebral process of that play.
Cover 3, I own the flats. They didn't threaten the flats, so got my eyes inside, seen what Bryce seen, jumped the route, man, was able to make a great play for the defense.
Hell yeah.
Hey, but you know what?
Cover 3, I own the flats. They didn't threaten the flats, so got my eyes inside.
They didn't threaten the flats, is what he said. They didn't threaten the flats, meaning that he was just drifting. Nobody went into the flats to occupy him. And so he drifted back, saw Bryce's eyes. He said, I saw what Bryce was seeing, and I played the ball. So I want to just go ahead and put this out there. It was a bad decision by Bryce. He should have ran the ball. That was the bad decision. He should have ran the ball. I had no problem with him throwing the ball into who he threw it to, but he should have ran. It looked like he could have beat the guy to the pylon, and he probably could have, in my opinion. We've seen Bryce do that. So the game manager that I think Bryce Young is supposed to be, I think that not putting it in harm's way through all those bodies and just taking it in yourself, especially when you ran down to the 1-yard line yourself the previous play, I think was something that Bryce Young that was the sin. That was the sin that did it in. But I want to go to the film. Let's go ahead and get to the tape. Let's get to the tape. And we will look at that play that he said, and why not threatening the flats is what drew him to where he was going. All right, so here we go. We're going to get mistakes that made like that, man. Bryce Young, you want to see him clean those things up. And like, again, I don't know why he won't be aggressive running the football with his legs. I think that was a big difference maker for us down the stretch last year. I think as the game manager guy that I think he can be, using his legs to put pressure on the defense is going to open things up. They at least have to respect it. And it's going to maybe open up things down the field or in the flats like here if Tommy was to get out. But Bryce Young, I think the sin was not running it. But hats off to the defense. You heard what he said. He broke it down, made a smart play. I'll give him credit on that one. But again, we could have ran the ball. we could have just ran the ball to take the guesswork out of it. So that that's why I really had a big issue. I thought we could have just ran the ball, but that's just me. I think Dave got to wear some of that blame. Like, bro, we got Rico Dowdle, bro. Like, we got like a 55% success rate in 1-yard scenarios from the goal line. Just run the ball, man. Like, come on, man. Like, you talk about making a statement, being physical. He was asked earlier this year why he doesn't like to take shots down the field on 2nd and short like other offensive coordinators, and he said himself that he thinks it's a chance to be physical. He said he has a chance to be physical when that goes against all thoughts and beliefs of any offensive coordinator philosophy in the history of football. But if you want to be physical and that's your identity, fine. But don't say that and then come out and not run it. Again, I don't know if it's the ankle for Bryce. I don't know if it's because he got smoked, like I said earlier, a couple plays before in his drive. But something ain't clicking for him to run like he was last year. And last year was not normal. Like for most of his career, he doesn't run. You know what I'm saying? You can go back to Alabama and there's tweets of their fans talking about Bryce Young not wanting to leave the pocket. But it is what it is. He said he need to listen to his own interviews to remember what he said. Yeah, true. But I mean, I have to give him credit. We'll see. Actions speak louder than words. But he took apparently he took accountability. He said he was going to be better. He said he said he was going to be better. He said he's going to try, like, 9 carries is just, it's asinine for what we've been doing. So we'll see. I just hope Dave doesn't overcorrect and we just start, like, I don't know, being the Steve Wilkes ground and pound no matter what. But I definitely think we should be stubborn with the run like we had been in prior games. So let's go back to the film and keep looking at some of these mistakes that were made. And we'll talk. And before that, we'll go to the defense after that. So let's get back to it. So this was the play actually before the interception. We got down to the 1 yard line. I want you to watch this. And just checking in. We've been in the room for a minute. Got a few more plays for the offense. Tyree Ross, what up, though? Wavy Navy said, I got my bottle. I want to taste that victory. Keep pounding. Appreciate you, brother. Me too, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to get back on that winning side, man. I'm ready to get back on that winning side. Ready to get back on that winning side, man. If we pull the upset this week, I'm thinking Super Bowl. We need the Bucks to do us some favors too, though. Y'all, please get a video thumbs up if you have not. Please get a video thumbs up if you have not. It really helps me out in the algorithm. We're rocking and rolling. I did not think this would be this long, but we're going. We're still going. All right, a few more plays on the offense before we switch over to the defense. Defense will be quick, I promise. It always is. All right. Here we go. Here's another one that I thought was just poorly designed that had a huge chance for a huge play. I thought this was bad play design. Miss Douglas, what's up? I thought this was bad play design. This is a great idea for the coverage, but the protection is what the design of it is bad on. Let me be 100% clear. The bad design, what I'm talking about, is the protection. Because you got play action here, you're going to get crossers, which is phenomenal against single high. Remember, they were changing the looks up. They had too high on them other plays where we saw them miss out. They changed it to single high this time. We got them in motion, which I think, and I cut this play off a little bit, but we got them in single high. And so when we got them in a single high and a predictable coverage, we know that this route, because this play is good against, we got crosses, excuse me. Let me just call the play out. We got crosses. We got a deep cross here and a deep cross here. And then you got a clear out by Jimmy. And so it's going to put this safety in a bind because he can't cover both guys. And so these guys are going to be able to win. Whoever the crossing route is, they're going to be able to win with speed because you're just running sideways like arena football. It's hard to stay with somebody that's running sideways that long and that far. And so it's just tough. And I see a lot of you guys saying that, yeah, we probably needed a vet because there are a lot of mental mistakes. There's a lot of miscommunication. There's a lot of the little things not being done. David Moore being out could be an issue. Missing Adam Thielen could be an issue. We never really understand what these guys bring to the table value-wise because we really dislike them, but there's a lot of youth out on the field, man, at the same time. There's going to be growing pains. Unfortunately. We thought Monday was a chance for us to accelerate our timeline, and it's still on the table. I'm not trying to mail it in like a lot of people are, but it felt like it was a big opportunity to really accelerate the timeline, put us put us in the national stage and make a statement. It really, the lesson here was they're not ready. And again, we could limp into the playoffs because Baker Mayfield is hurt, which would be fine. I would love to have that big game experience. It would do everything for me. I don't care what the wild card ticket would cost. I'm going to a home playoff game if we win a division. But it just lets you know that, hey, you faced an opponent that, even though they're in a wild card hunt, the gap between them and us isn't that much, guys. I mean, we lost by 11 points, but I just didn't feel like there's things that they did after showing you all this. There wasn't a lot of stuff that they did that we didn't do it ourselves. Like a lot of stuff was self-inflicted. Missed protections, bad designs, bad execution, misreads, impatient, and not taking the man downfield and get rid of the ball too quick. And so it's just a million little things, man. It's the little things that get you beat, and it happens, I guess, when you're a young team. Lights were too bright, unfortunately. It sucks. But we're 6-6, and we move. We're 6-6, and we move. Right? But yeah, I don't know if Bryce he doesn't seem as comfortable in the pocket at times. And the confidence, the Fennec completely let stuff develop. Atlanta was a different story. The Saints, like again, when the secondary muddies the picture, that's when he starts second guessing himself. He'll rush through. You know what I'm saying? That's when we saw that. Remember I showed you the Saints film? On this same podcast, he was missing Coker a few times because he would see a flash of somebody coming to get him. And so he just got to the check down immediately. Smart play, I guess, not making a mistake. But if you hold it a little bit longer, you have opportunities for big plays. And that's what happened against the Falcons, who have a more ferocious pass rush. It's just, again, I think when you muddy up that secondary, it makes Bryce Young, just like the defender said. The defender said it. He said he's a smart quarterback. He said he's a smart quarterback. He does a good job of reading it initially. So he wanted to change it up and muddy the picture. He said it. We listened to the video. He said that they did stuff that they haven't been doing all year. They knew what they had to do, and they ran a lot of man coverage. You saw the man coverage. It really gave us trouble. When you got man coverage, you have to execute, whether it's winning one-on-one or running your proper rub route correctly. You have to be able to make those things happen. And so it's tough, man. It's tough. A turnover in the red zone off of a bad decision not to run, and then bad execution by Tommy Tremble. And now things are weird. But again, I got to get on Dave Canales as well for not running the ball for one, and two, not making an adjustment. I talked about Kyle Shanahan. He went into it. He took the ball out of Brock Purdy's hands after that third pick. Kudos to him for being stubborn, for waiting for the third pick. But after the third one, he took the ball out of Purdy's hands and just gave it to 23. We should have took the ball out of Bryce's hands for a little bit and gave it to number 5 and number 30. That's what I think. He should have took the ball out, just like I said, Shanahan gave the ball to Christian McCaffrey 31 times. And it's not like Christian just destroyed us. We pretty much kept Christian, you know what I'm saying? He got a lot of volume, but Christian only had like 5 yards a touch. He was less than 4 yards per carry. He fumbled, you know? And so, but still, Shanahan continued to feed. He continued to be stubborn and continued to feed McCaffrey. He took the ball out of Purdy's hands. Once Bryce looked a little bit shaky, I understand that you wanted to build off all that passing last week. Get the ball into, like, take a deep breath and get the ball into Rico Dowdle's hands, running the football. Let's talk about defense. The secondary stepped up, man. Mike Jack played ball as well. J.C. Horn balled out of control. I thought Morig, even with the nut punch, had a great game. He tackled very, very well. He had some PBUs. He was in the box. He was in coverage. I thought he played well. Nick Scott tackled pretty solid as well. The injuries ended up killing us later on, but I thought the secondary, they stepped up. Outside of that one play where they didn't tackle well against Jennings, I thought they did fairly well. Didn't give up too many explosives. Maybe one, I think, to Kittle. But they did a good job. I was actually very, very pleased with that secondary. So I was proud of the secondary, man. Mike Jack, a pick. J.C. Horn, 2 picks. Multiple dropped interceptions. Good Lord. We could have had 4 to 5 interceptions on Purdy. I'm not even lying. We're going to look at the tape. We could have had 4 to 5 picks. I'm not even lying, y'all. We could have. I don't know what happened. Yeah, we just need pressure. Yeah, Shaw had a couple good tackles. Shaw had a couple good tackles too. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Luke Cage on the Super Chat. Yeah, Shaw, he had some pretty good tackles on the outside. He gave him a couple catches because he switched over to Mike Jack's outside corner spot for a little bit. And then Mike Jack played JC's old spot. So both guys are kind of playing out of position. But he had some nice tackles, man. He had some nice tackles. Yeah, if we cashed in on them turnovers in the first half, bro, it might have been not ugly, but like a comfortable lead. Comfortable lead. It's a whole different ball game, man. It's the little things, man. I'm telling you. That's why, like, it hurts that we lost. We blew an opportunity. It was prime time. But like, being the optimistic, y'all come to me for positivity. I'm the hope dealer, I guess. It's literally in front of us, guys. 3 first half picks by Brock Purdy. We picked them off 3 drives in a row. Could have easily been 4 drives in a row. I'm going to show you the tape. It could have been 4 drives in a row. We could have picked them off. We had 2 other interceptions hit our hands, and we dropped them. But we didn't cash in on any of them. If we could just be an opportunistic offense to capitalize on a defense who we know they got injuries, we know they're not dominant, but when they're doing stuff like that, it could be a whole different ball game, man. It could be a whole different ball game, man. But yeah, they were. I agree. They were controlling. They were able to 5 yards here, 4 yards. It was death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's why they dominated the time of possession by 15 minutes. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. The defense that stand out to me was J.C. Horn, though, man. This was after that missed tackle on Jennings, and people was talking sweet about him online. You would have thought he saw the tweets himself. The dude had back-to-back, well, not back-to-back, 2 picks in the first half. Just beautiful plays. We're going to look at those here in a second. But I thought that J.C. Horn and Mike Jett both played great. Obviously, J.C. has the highlight plays, so he was a defensive standout. But I thought what Avero was able to do with the coverage really had Brock Purdy second guessing everything. And he wasn't able to throw with confidence. He forced them to just spam CMC. Yeah, talking about the fumbles we missed. The fumble. We ended up getting the pick on that same drive with a fumble. But yeah, we missed fumble. Like this was an opportunistic defense. I'll take a bend but don't break defense that could potentially get me 5 turnovers a game. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a beautiful thing for it to come together. But let's go ahead and get to the defensive tape. I don't want to keep you guys on here too long. Clamped. He tries up top to Mike Jack. Mike Jack gets his hands on it again. They got 3 points on this drive, but we could have took this off the board. Again, ideally you play confusing coverages that makes him hold and pat the rock and think about it, and that hopefully gives you more time for your pass rush to get there. But our pass rush is just so bad. Nick Scorton gets a little close, but this is a clean pocket, man. Nobody's around him. And so Mike Jack almost got him another one. If he jumped a little bit earlier, he'd be able to get a lot more on it. Mike Jack almost got him another one. But again, these coverages have him in a blender, man. In a blender. I just thought that we put on a masterclass of coverage and just disguise and baiting him in the stuff that we want to do. Again, could have had 4 interceptions. Dropped another one, 2 on the same drive. These plays that I just showed you where Ransom dropped and Mike Jack dropped, those were back-to-back plays. We were all over Purdy. We need somebody that can get us double-digit sacks, a quick winner, and this defense is going to another level. I know our linebackers could use some upgrading as well, so we can have some more successful blitzes too. But certain matchups, certain quarterbacks, certain receivers like this, where we have an inferior opponent in terms of receivers, we can do a lot of things. And so this was just great job by the secondary against the pass. It was a little bit iffy getting off the field versus the run, but just amazing overall effort by y'all favorite milk dud head, Ajiro. Shout out to Mr. Luke Cage on the super chat. Saying, I see it's just too young at skill position. I know you have to get young, but they still need a smart vet at receiver and tight end. They ain't got to figure it out. Agreed. I think having some vets on offense will definitely help steady the ship. Again, I think David Moore, we maybe underestimated the importance, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But again, I think Mr. Luke Cage, he said it also as well. He was like, the frustrating part, he said, only game we looked outmatched was the Patriots game. And that's what's frustrating about these games. Most were winnable. Even the Patriots game, remember on this show, they were inside the 40-yard line 4 times, and they only got 1 touchdown. They didn't get any, we were in no man's land, so we started going for it. And so we didn't get any points, but Fitzgerald missed a field goal, and then we only got 1 touchdown drive where we crossed the 40. But we crossed their 40. So we were in opponent's territory inside the 40 4 different times. But we didn't get any points. And then you add to that, we punted 1 time. We had the bad tackling on the punt return for a touchdown, and then another punt return. We had a great return and set them up. It's a few plays here and there, man, that we just aren't making, whether it's youth, whether it's execution, whether it's bad decision-making by the coach, whether it's bad decision-making by the quarterback, whether it's bad execution by a receiver dropping a pass or somebody not making a block. It's just a million little things, man. And you hope that they learn and grow from this stuff. And like, as we're growing on a run, like, I would like to have my cake and eat it too. Like, hey, I want to learn these hard lessons while we win and make the playoffs, right? So that's what we're looking, man. That's what I'm looking for. I would love to be able to make these mistakes, still win these games, and then grow from it. But unfortunately, it's cost us. It's cost us in a lot of these games. We're there, man. But we're there. That's the thing. We're there. We just have to do what it takes to make the few plays, the little things to get us over the top. I know it's going to be a tall task this week against the Rams, but I'm encouraged overall about this back stretch of the season. We got the bye week finally coming up. Maybe Bryce will get healthy. We may get Robert Hunt coming back as well. Should get J.C. Horn off the backside of the bye. Mo Rig will be back after the bye as well. Hopefully we'll get some new ideas in our playbook from Dave. After the bye last year, we kind of really did some nice things as well with Bryce. So hopefully we can figure everything out. The loss hurts, but we got to turn the page. We're 6-6. This is me turning the page. I'm gonna be thankful for us having another opportunity to compete for a playoff spot, man. Still got a chance. Still alive. The Bucs, they're in a weird spot. They've lost 3 in a row to some good teams. The same tough stretch that we're kind of going through. They had one. Their schedule gets lighter. But again, Baker Mayfield, he's got a hurt shoulder. Last time he had a hurt shoulder in Cleveland, that was the reason why he ended up being a Panther, because he wasn't good enough for them. So they moved on. So if he's going to try to play through those injuries, he could be suspect down the stretch. They have a lot of injuries all over the place as well. And so if they trip up a time or two against some teams that they're not supposed to, and then we handle our business when we face them, come on, man. All we need is a chance to get me in the dance. Just need a chance to get me in the dance. Shout out to Joe Clarity on the super chat. I was itching. To just tune in, was it bad plays, players, or both? All the above, man. I kind of just alluded to it. You can go back maybe a minute. But bad coaching, bad decision by the quarterback, bad decision by the coach, bad blocking by the O-line, bad design of blocks on certain plays that cause certain stuff to miss. Bad execution because guys aren't running the routes. Guys aren't setting the picks on pick plays. A million little things, man. That's the frustrating part about it, but it's also encouraging at the same time in my eyes. That's how I'm trying to look at it. We still got football left to play. There's no point in being miserable right now. It hurts, but we got to move on, man. Got to move on. Josh said, hope I'm right. I hope I'm right too. All we got is hope, brother. But let me get up off here, man. I got to go make this banana pudding. It's 11 o'clock. They said they got to sit overnight, so I need to go ahead and make that thing tonight. I'll holler at y'all. I love y'all. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Shout out to my guy, John. Nick Rosa, what up, though? I saw John. He became a member. Shout out to my guy, John. Out in Cali. Had a great time with you, bro, this weekend, man. Hanging out. Me and the lady had a good time hanging out with you and the lady. Shout out to you for becoming a member. Getting that replay squad. What do I think about Simmons? I'm not expecting a ton from Simmons. I'm not gonna lie. He was a free agent for a reason. But we paper macheing his defense. And it sucks that we got so beat up in the secondary because this is one of their best games of the year. One of the best games of the year in the secondary. And now we beat up. But it's whatever, man. We keep pounding. Remember, stay blessed, keep pounding. Be thankful. Spend time with your family. Enjoy a good slate. We have a great slate of football tomorrow. Some great matchups. Joe Burrow is back. We got the Cowboys about to get smacked by the Chiefs. And then the early game is good too. What's the early game? Is it Detroit? I think it's Detroit and somebody. Detroit and is it Minnesota or Detroit and Green Bay? I don't know. But I don't think they got drunk off a big win late in the day. I just think the moment was too big for them. I didn't get the idea that they were just big headed. I think the moment was just too big. But you can go ahead and check the replay. I'll holler at y'all. I'm out of here, man. I gotta go. Peace.